Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Life Unfiltered with me. So this week I really want to chat to you guys about being on purpose with your inner circle and why it's okay to curate your inner circle and your friends on purpose. I think what often happens is that we go through life without consciously curating the human beings that we do life with. I think a lot of times circumstances dictate who we do life with, whether it's the mom group at school, whether it is the colleague besties that you have at work, if you are in church circles, sports circles, we kind of default into friend circles. And I've been having some conversations with mates of mine who are struggling with right ordering humans in their lives. And for me, I embarked on a journey, I think it was 18 months ago now, where I was experiencing a lot of feelings of rejection and isolation. And I don't necessarily, negative feelings don't sit well with me. So I didn't like that. And so I went on a journey of very deliberately, number one, articulating what it means for me to be in relationship with me, right? What are my expectations? And so what are the values that I expect the people that I journey along life with to have? What is their makeup? How do their kids play with my kid? Because she is the center of my universe, right? And what are the things that I do that I want to share with friends? So going on hikes, going away for weekends. I'm a foodie, so having cool foodie experiences. Like, what would the people in my inner circle look like? And when I started really clearly articulating what my values are in terms of loyalty, Christian-centered, being growth-minded, I think that's such a requirement for me, and loving unconditionally, right? Like with a reckless abandon, because that's how I love. So that would be my expectation in a friendship environment. When I started washing the humans that I was spending time with through this framework, I realized that there were a lot of great people that were just not in the right place in my life, if that makes sense. So Jesus models this, right? He had his 12 disciples, but out of those 12 disciples, he only took 3 into the garden to pray with him. So there's this concept of the 3, our innermost circle, the 12 people who are not necessarily the humans we're going to phone at 3 in the morning, but who we spend a lot of time with. And then the 72, which is the broader circle of human beings that we are transactional with, have some sort of life experiences with, but we don't journey with them. And a lot of humans who were in my 12 and 72, in my mind, were 3s. And when we don't have people in the right pecking order, we open ourselves up to unmet expectation. And then that leads to feelings of unworthiness and inadequacy and, fill in the gap. And so my encouragement to the mates that I'm chatting with and to you is curate your inner circle on purpose. Know who your 3 in the garden humans are. Know who the 12 are and know who the 72 are. And then if you have to be as literal as I am and write that down in terms of, this is what I want from people who are my 3. This is my expectation because of how I show up and because of what I bring to the table, because of what I want for my life, because I'm clear on what I want for my life. The people that I surround myself with, the most inner circle humans, I need to know unequivocally that I can trust them, that things that I say to them are not going to filter out, even unconsciously in other conversations. I need to know that they're growth-minded humans going in the same, because those are the people that when I'm at my worst, my 3 in the garden, when I'm at my worst and weakest, those are the humans that are going to come around me, put steel in my bones and pick me up. And if you haven't curated those people on purpose for yourself, remember that the people that you surround yourself with don't just influence you, and they absolutely do. They influence your children as well, the way that they behave. These are the people that you choose to bring into your life. Your kids know that you voted for that human. And if there is a values misalignment, there is something in that you're communicating to the people around you and to your children. And so my encouragement to you is to think very carefully and prayerfully around who are the 3 in the garden, who are the 12, and then who are the 72. And then when the 12 don't show up as 3s, you don't have to take that personally, because you know that they're 12s, right? And so it has created a lot of freedom for me, so much peace internally. And such a reduction in noise, like mind clutter, because I did the work of understanding what my expectations are from people that I allow in the inner circle, and how am I going to show up for them, and then who those humans are, and very, very deliberately curating those humans, and then making it okay for the 12s not to show up as 3s. I don't need to make that mean anything about me or anything about them. They're 12s, they're not 3s. And then the 72 are just the 72. And sometimes, we want to make them 12s, and we can. So I hope that this has been super helpful. The other thing that I really wanted to share on today and just walk through with you guys today is so building on the theme of landing up in spaces where we feel unworthy or not good enough, right? In my little podcasting journey, I have had some interesting comments to the episodes that I share, to some of the content that I share with you guys. And I just want to say this. There is that quote by Teddy Roosevelt, dare, those in the arena need not contend with those spectating. And so what I want to say to you guys is, you're going to come up against, and usually guys, when we come up against criticism or resistance or naysayers, a lot of the time it's from people in our not inner circle, but closer circle, because people see you as you used to be, not who you are or could be, right? Generally, there's that saying in the Bible, or that question in the Bible, what good could come from Nazareth? And I think that's born from familiarity, right? And I don't know that that's necessarily the right verse, but people don't listen. People don't necessarily listen or are able to see you when you've gone through a lot of growth and you've gone through a lot of change. They can't see you as the new being. It's difficult for our closest friends, okay? So what am I saying? I'm saying that to listen to the opinions of other people is going to limit you. It's going to toxify you. It's going to discourage you. And ultimately, it's going to keep you from living into your full potential. So when those naysayers come up with criticism or comments, the passive aggressive gaslighting, it's ridiculous. Guys, stay true to the vision that you have for yourself. Lions don't concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. And anyone who comes against you in terms of criticism, you have to consider a sheep, especially because they don't have the full picture. And so I see so many people opt not to play big. So many people opt not to go for it because they've been the words that have been spoken over them, or the labels that have been placed on them, keep them from stepping into their true potential. And guys, when you do something different, when you step out of the norm, you have to accept that you are putting yourself out there and you are therefore open to criticism. But you cannot allow that criticism to get into your DNA. You just can't. Because if you do, you'll become incapacitated, is that the word? Unable to move forward. And so if you're feeling not good enough, or you're feeling unworthy because of the feedback that you've received, or you're feeling like a failure because of the labels that have been put on you, I just want to encourage you today to put that stuff in its right place. You're a lion or a lioness, and you do not concern yourself with the opinions of sheep. And you stay true to the thing, you stay true to the thing that you're doing, because it's in that absolute commitment to your calling and what you're doing in life and putting yourself out there. You are in the arena. You are on the battlefield. You are not listening to those who are sitting quite safely on the sidelines. And so I've seen too many people shine less bright because of the comments made by other humans. Oh man, in those moments, you've just got to up your wattage and shine so brilliantly brightly that the people who come around you are just, lit up that much more. Don't dim your light because of other human beings. That's just, it's unhelpful. Bring the gift of you in all of your glory. Messy glory, but glory. And so let's wrap it up. Curate, decide who you want to do life with. Like, what values do they need to have? How do they need to behave? What does that look like for you? And then be very, very, very deliberate about curating the people that are your 3, your 12, and your 72. Do that with purpose, because it means something about the future you that you're voting for and the message that you're sending to the kids that you're raising. And then if you are doing anything meaningful with your life, know that you're going to come up against resistance and negativity. That is, you just have to mute that down, because those people who are sitting and petrifying in the on the sidelines, in the grandstands, they're not sweating and bleeding in the arena. We do not need their opinion. You just thank you for your comment, your concern, your insight. Go forth and conquer, but I'm going to carry on shining brightly. And I just encourage you guys to lean into that today. So I hope this was helpful. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what really stood out for you, what your next action step is over the next week. And don't forget to like and subscribe and click on the notification bell so you see me when I come on here again. Guys, have a great one.